And a super good morning to each and every single one of you. Sorry about the relatively poor lighting, but I'm sitting in the shade at the moment. Yesterday here in the city of Grenada was 47 Celsius, and that's the temperature that I needed to walk the 5 minutes from the bus stop to the apartment in, and that set off a chain reaction that led me to start having symptoms of heat exhaustion almost immediately, and quickly rolled over into being more severe heat exhaustion symptoms yesterday evening after an evening of dancing in Plaza Nueva, where my core temperature increased even further. So here on Sunday morning, in my normal park with cobalt skies all around me, but there's a touch of Kalima in the air, which is the dust that blows over from the Sahara Desert, creating a little bit of a greenhouse effect, trapping all the heat inside. But as you can hear from me, I'm even slurring my words slightly, so not quite recovered from the heat exhaustion. There's yet headaches going on, and with this heat that we've been having, these heat waves that we've been having, it certainly has affected my productivity on the creative front. I've got 2 novellas that are effectively ready for publishing. They just need some covers designed, which I want to do this morning, and then I'll be able to get those up and published. I managed to edit 2 manuscripts during the course of this past week, and that was basically it. When it is so hot, it just seems like my brain function slows right down to next to nothing. The sun's starting to come over the next door apartment, so my little shady spot here is starting to move into the sun, which is why suddenly the lighting is getting that little bit better. But that's where I am on the creativity front. I must say the motivation for being creative right at the moment is very low. The heat is just simply too much. 47 Celsius is way too hot to be able to be thinking in any type of functional way. Now, I've just received a message from a Spanish friend of mine asking whether or not it's a case of the Spanish heat hitting me unexpectedly, and the only thing that I can say about that is probably not, seeing that this is my 13th summer here in Spain. But the only massive difference, and I mean as recently as just last year, I'd be out riding my bicycle up a mountain in July and August. Last year in August, I rode my bicycle up a 25-kilometer long mountain pass, and I was able to manage that without getting any heat exhaustion. But the big difference between now and last year was, last year in August I was only 2 months on my hormone replacement therapy, and I'm now 14 months on hormone replacement therapy. So I've got a completely different body from what I had last year, and potentially my new body has a different heat adaptation profile to what my previous body had. So that's potentially one of the things that could be causing the change. So all I need to learn is how best to heat adapt my new body that I have now that I'm on hormones. But that's brings me to the end of this week's very limited creativity burst. Hope to hear from all of you about, number one, how your creative processes are going, as well as what you do to cope with these hellish summer temperatures that we have at the moment. Let me know if you have any hot tips of what I can do to better cope with these 47 degrees Celsius summer days. And then I can read all of those and hopefully be in a better, more brain functioning space next week Sunday when we chat once again. But until then, stay safe, stay hydrated. Speak to you next week. Bye.